Idemitsu Kosan and Mitsubishi Electric are partnering to introduce biomass plastics in home appliances, aiming to reduce reliance on fossil-based materials. I know they've been working on this for a while. The biomass plastics will actually be chemically identical to traditional plastics, which is going to allow seamless integration. We talk about that all the time and the importance of that into existing production lines. I will say maintaining product durability and recyclability while also ensuring a stable supply of biomass-derived raw materials might pose a challenge. We'll see.
This reminds me of my trip to Whole Foods yesterday. Um, I'm going to come back there. Cost parity with traditional plastics. If this stuff costs double, it's like I walked into Whole Foods, I'm hit with organic. Organic everywhere.
Mhm.
Picked up the strawberries at about $30. And this isn't because it's just California. It's just craziness. Consumers aren't gonna go and pay more just to feel eco-friendly. There's a tolerance level. You know what I mean? There's a little bit
Yeah,
in there. Don't get me wrong, but when you're getting crazy stuff, so I mean, literally, as I feel it's like selling your organic kale at a gas station. Great in theory, but no one's buying it unless you're
Yeah.
having luxury gas stations these days, and I haven't seen too many of them. Okay, Charlie, in the UK, you got a few high-end M&S, it's getting there, but no, you got to keep your
yeah,
feet on the
yeah,
ground, keep your costs in line.
yeah, and I think that's fair because I think everyone wants to do their bit, don't they? To
Yeah,
ensure the planet's safer going forwards
some
and,
more than
and
others.
are more conscious how we spend the money and willing to be more sustainable. But there's definitely a threshold. So yeah, and you're going to have again, like with all of these things. God, I keep talking about the same thing today. It's the supply that raw material, and ensuring if there is a strong demand there, that they can meet it, with the biomass feedstocks.
Yeah,
We
scalability as well, I
see,
guess.
we see even some shortages with that in where biomass has been used in its more traditional sense, which is
Yep.
within the agricultural sector where there's an absolute abundance of um, material or raw material, shall we say, where this isn't going to be as straightforward as that, is it? I don't think.
Nope. Nope. No, so I think for me, if we fix scalability, we fix supply chain, I think you start to deal with the cost element, which was my concern. So I
Mm,
think they're nicely interlinked. I'd start out with your material planning and optimization. I mean, I'll bring in artificial intelligence here because it's already out there. It's running across supply chain integration anyway. This ain't anything dramatically used. You've got your machine learning, your algorithms running to optimize the mix of biomass and petroleum-based plastics based on real-time cost and availability data so that if your biomass prices spike, which I think we can foresee as they get used more and more,
yeah.
they have the ability to switch to a higher percentage of traditional plastics temporarily without losing that production efficiency, without getting crazy on price as well. So that'd be the first thing I'd do. Second thing would be bring in advanced manufacturing techniques to start leveraging additive manufacturing and precision molding to make sure you're reducing material waste per unit because it's going to be expensive, so you're going to do everything to minimize your wastage because less waste means lower costs, which means biomass might actually compete with traditional plastics. That's the first two things we bring into the critical thread.
Yeah, and it's a very good idea actually because for adoption you need things to be affordable, don't you? It's not just for you want it for all of society and not just a certain part, right?
Cheers to that.
Um,
Hmm.
and I know, in this area certainly where we're talking these types of materials and plastics and whatnot, you see circular economy is becoming circulatory is becoming much more of a push for large businesses as we see now. You
Yep.
look at a lot of strategic documents; it's very high on the agenda,
Yep.
and this is probably a very strong case for exactly that, which I'm sure they're probably trying to work to. So it's I think developing that closed loop process as you see, where it's circulatory, so that helps with the um, material availability, the usage, but then as you said, you get that right and you start to drive that cost down as well. Obviously, helping with adoption of this too.